This video is about targeted search's new functionality that deals with taxonomy and folksonomy in a more controlled manner. As a reminder, the taxonomy are the filter groups you set up in targeted search, and the filters, which correspond to Confluence labels and which get used for search and surfacing information based on these filters, and which can be applied to pages using the label picker window. And folksonomy is a term we created to designate all user-created labels that are not part of the official taxonomy. Some customers have asked us to reduce the ability to create new labels in an ad hoc manner to prevent a huge mess of labels and to prevent duplicates. Other customers were concerned that if they limit the ability for users to create labels, that it would prevent them from creating content or tagging content in the first place. So we found a middle way, which is to allow for admins to control which user-generated labels should be adopted and which should be replaced. So when I open the label picker, I can still search for labels that are part of the official taxonomy. But what if I can't find what I'm looking for? I can still add a new label, Denver, for example, and here it is. And it's not part of the official taxonomy, but at least I got my label on here. So now what targeted search does is it stores the fact that Denver was a user-generated label that is outside of the bounds of the control taxonomy. So we're tracking that now. Let's take a look at the new admin screen. Here we can see all the labels that have been added to the folksonomy. If I wanted to get more context to understand why a label was added to a page, I can just click on any number greater than 0, and it will direct me to the search screen and show me not only all pages that are using a particular label, but also who has created them, so I can maybe go talk to the users and find out more about their information needs. When I've talked to them, or maybe even without talking to the users, I can say, music really wasn't the right label to use here, and it really should have been library. What this will do is it will replace the label music with library on all of the pages that are listed here. And if library was part of the official taxonomy, which it was, it won't show up in this list anymore. But if I decide to replace it with another folksonomy label, that label would show up in this list here almost immediately. So now that no more pages are using music as the label, I can ignore it and it won't be tracked any longer, or at least until someone decides to create that label again. If one of the new labels makes sense and there's no official label to replace it with, you can also promote it and incorporate it into the official taxonomy. And then what you're going to want to do is just choose a filter group and give it a filter name, which is essentially a human readable label name that can include capital letters and spaces, and which will display on pages instead of the label name. So the idea is we give the users the flexibility they need to get their work done, but then we give the admin a place to see what's going on and do some research and make some informed decisions about their labels, which will hopefully make the ongoing governance of the site a lot easier. We'll hope you found this new target search feature useful, and as always, let us know if you have any questions or comments.